I would like to enroll everyone into my vision of including the youth at risk, inviting them wholeheartedly into our project. The past few nights, some of us has been going round the streets at wee hours up to like 2 AM to engage youth at risk into our cause. We went to places like Clarke Quay where people drink. We went to back lane of buildings like Park Lane where people smoke and gather and maybe do some illegal stuff where they go pubbing. And among all the youths that we enrolled, there's one similarity in them, is that when we tell them our vision, when we tell them about the situation at Lima Moy, all of them that joined our cause readily stood up and said yes, they want to join us. Some of them even tell me alternatives like what they can do, magic show, or they want to help in photography to give the photograph to the elderly. Some of them give ideas like that. Others just say, I don't know what they can do, I'll just join, tell me what you want me to do. They have a heart that's greater than ours. They didn't even think about who I am. They just say they want to do it, they just want to come. Why are we not even giving them a chance? I stand for them. Please welcome them wholeheartedly. One of them really touched my heart and Evelyn's heart. He was one guy we met at Clarke Quay, drinking with his friends, and when we approached him, he pulled us aside and he said, yes, I want to join, but I know my friends wouldn't. Tell me more. And we really did. And eventually we realized that he's right, his friends would never join, at least not at that point of time. And after that day, I thought about it and realized, I understood why he wore the clothes he wore. He was wearing a long sleeve, he was wearing a short sleeve like mine, but beneath the short sleeve was a tight long sleeve that covers his whole arm. He's an ex-convict. I believe he's full of tattoos within him. And the reason why he tried to hide everything, wear that kind of long sleeve, is because he's really frustrated with his past. He's probably full of tattoos within it. And he just wants to break free and have a new life. He has got a new daughter coming up in December. He wants a new life, and when he say he wants to help, he genuinely wants to help. When he say he wants to help, I can feel that he really wants to have a change in life. Please, let's give him a chance. Give him and all the others a chance. Welcome him wholeheartedly and all others. I stand for them. I hope you will too. Regarding the events, the other volunteers as well, I have a feeling that we may be doing something that is more of a disservice than a service to them, especially during the WOW meeting 3. I realize that what we are effectively asking them to do, for most of the time, is to sit beside the elderly, to be in something, be loving. But then, think about this. If you are asked to sit beside the elderly, maybe just sing along once in a while, talk to the elderly for 5 whole hours, how would you feel? At the end of the whole thing, I don't know about you, but for me, I'll be lost. And that may be the last time I want to volunteer because it's so super meaningless. And that's why we need the mechanism. We do need mechanism. We have the intention, but we do need a mechanism to make it happen. And how is that to be done? It is through activities. It's through pre-planning. It's through teaching them what to do, telling them what to do before the actual event. And that's why I believe that what we should do now is to create more mechanisms. For example, one of them that Kate came up with is the mooncake. So what she will do is to have a volunteer, for example, a youth at risk, to be in charge of the mooncake station, to be in charge of the mooncake activity. So this youth at risk will take will learn how to make the mooncake the day before, and during the actual day, he'll go around with a trolley, push the trolley of mooncake ingredients to one of the bedside of the elderly, show the elderly how to do it, help the elderly put on her glove or his glove, show him how to do it slowly and step by step, and after like 5-10 minutes, the elderly will have made by him or herself a mooncake that's uniquely his or hers, and the elderly can eat it on the spot. And imagine the smile that the youth at risk have just created in the eyes of the elderly. That is empowering. He will see for himself the kind of joy he has created. He has seen for himself how he has defended the responsibility that was given to him, how he was given trust and he defended it. He had gotten self-confidence in himself. He have gotten the one-to-one interaction with the elderly. We have achieved all our goals in just one thing, and that is only one volunteer with one elderly. Next, he will move on to the next elderly and the next elderly and the next elderly. And that is just one elderly and one volunteer. We have many other volunteers, we have many other elderlies, and that's why we need other activities. And after that, we have things like flower giving. Volunteers just go to flower, we just bring a stalk of flower to the elderly and give it to the elderly. Just a stalk of flower, nothing much, but it means a lot to them. And next, we have another youth volunteer who is in charge of origami. He will teach other volunteers who will go around elderly to elderly, teach the elderly how to make a heart-shaped origami, but one that can stand with a stand behind. The origami, after folded, has a stand behind, can stand by itself. The elderly can make it by themselves, and he'll show them how to do it. Next, we have another youth volunteer who is in charge of photography. He'll go around taking pictures of the elderly and then going back to the station, print them out and bring the photograph back to the elderly and show it to them how nice it is, how beautiful they look, and then give it to the elderly. But before he give it to the elderly, he'll cut it into a heart shape and paste it on the origami that the person previously had just built. So together, the heart-shaped origami with the photograph becomes a photo stand that stands by the side of the bed. 70% of the elderlies are bed-bounded. They can't sit up. So this photograph at the side, standing up on their bedside tray with the elderly lying down, the elderly can look at it every single day, reminding her of this special day. And imagine the impact. This is the legacy. The photograph is there to remind them that they are not forgotten. And of course we have others. Communication chart. Yes, I know we strike it off, but think about this. Communication chart printed on A4 piece of paper, how much does it cost? 10 cents? 5 cents? Just do it. It's just a mechanism for the youth volunteer to go and interact with the communication chart, to interact with the elderly for interpersonal relationship. That's all. If it doesn't work, fine. They have interacted and that's what counts. If it works, great. They have a better means of communicating with the other people from then on. Why strike it off? Just do it. Stop thinking, just do it. Other things as well. We need more mechanism. Please think of more mechanism. And all these are just standalone. It's mobile, it's free and easy. It doesn't interfere with the bingo, it doesn't interfere with the songs or any other things. It runs in parallel. It just engages the volunteers, youth at risk and other volunteers to do something together with the elderly. It just empowers them to do certain things that makes them feel they are useful, that they can bring a smile to the elderly. That's all. Let's have more activities. Let's not worry about overwhelming ourselves. Let's just do it. Create more activities for them. We can do it. We have a lot of volunteers, and volunteers are just like soldiers in a war. And if we can control well, just like what the war general said, 韩信用兵，多多益善. As long as we control well, we can make the event as meaningful as possible. It's not about the number of activities, it's about how much we can plan activity, and we need the mechanism. Thanks.